Welcome back everyone to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 11 of our Morghur the Shadowgave SFO Grimmhammer campaign. In today's episode we are here to bring the leprechauns of Sigmarsheim a little bit of destruction. They do have some ogres behind the walls there and a few crossbowmen, so that's just about all they have in order to actually deal damage to us. Plan is send the old giant in, and while everyone else is busy firing bolts at him, we'll send the flyers and speedy boys around to rip everyone else asunder. Could be a good deal of fun. And if the battle goes long enough, we can even summon in a Cygor. Still have to wait a whole, 3 minutes for the Cygor to come on in, but as soon as he does show up, he'll be throwing car-sized rocks at everyone he can find. Look into it. Alright. Lovely green fields about to be stained and turned into a nightmare. Let's go ahead and throw the hounds out on the side. Those are still Empire Knights, even though they are a bit wounded. Although our Razor Gore herd will make very, very short work of them, so let's grab both of them. The bleeding battle piggies, and then we'll have the chariots up front. Chariots will run into them, and then the Razor Gore will rush in behind and start ripping and tearing. Beastmen, Warhounds are just a little bit too weak, and they have no armor-piercing capabilities, so they'll just kind of bounce off those knights. Bad place for them to go after. We'll do the giant up front. Will be the kind of main anchor of our force, with all of the Ungor around him. Indeed. And then we'll have our spear Ungor kind of up front to try to work with the Razor Gore. Will hide them in the woods in case they do get shot at by the crossbows. They'll wither away pretty quickly, but they should last longer than normal, just due to the fact they've got shields and they're inside the forest, so some of those bolts might not hit them. We'll have the normal archers in behind, even though they can be quite sneaky. Since the Ungor are not terrible in a melee, we can let them get caught and then charge the Gore herd in around them. Also got the Sons of Goros over here, or the Blackhorns Ravagers. Get the names right. Get all our speedy units in a group. And Emoji's doing backflips off the wall, so let me go stop her real quick. And we will come back and have ourselves a proper battle. And we're back. It actually wasn't any of the cats, so after sweeping the house with the Gladius, I can only assume it was ghosts. So, as long as the ghosts leave us alone, we should have no problem taking this army down. You hide in the back. And the giant feral manticore. Get ready to deliver some manti goodness. Definitely only an anti-archer unit. Although they've made them quite a bit better for the Beastmen here on SFO. Because they do usually let me down. Battle. Begin. Most important units are definitely those knights. So let's get it. Start taking them out. I don't want you all to move at all. Everyone else, start making your way across the field. Big giant's also really good to just smash into the middle of those Drakewald riders, but I think our chariots can do just fine. Plus, we can pretty easily pivot, so you go smash these crossbows. We'll send you out wide, then we're just gonna have the Harpies go in and do the same. They've got halberdiers on that edge. Let's send spears in to engage theirs. Main body force. Plus giant, start moving your way in. That's about in range. Right, now I'll have the Manticore kind of pull on back. There are the cannons to worry about, so let's get in and deal with them. Fury's close. You lot just go smash into the Drakewald riders, that'd be great. Huntsmen are going to be a threat. In there, landing those mortars, even if you're fired, forget once, that'll work. In the right place, it's fantastic. Get some bleed harpies in there. Being fired on by the crossbow teams, you go this direction to throw them off, and then you just go hit them. There's likely huntsmen inside the group. Grand Canyon regulars are going to be a big old pain. Every archer we have, deal with them. Can you go ahead and weaken them as well? That devolve isn't necessarily worth it. Let's move in, use Traitor-Kin and this big blob of Imperials. Fantastic. Who is not fighting someone? Change that immediately. We'll send all the Ungor in. Let's start ripping apart the swordsman. Gotta move through. We'll give you... Well, no one really needs the heals. We'll come up and drop it in on the all the harpies and such. Did a fantastic job of wasting their time. Have the pigs come through. See, they got separated. Then back in one unit. Well done, Cloven ones. Have the harpies find different targets. Looks like our Manticore is bogged down with the captain. We'll just have it come over here and go after these crossbows. The more units that are off target, the better. Keep Warhounds come a little ways away from this group, and we'll have archers just kind of move in and help. There's no one bumped up enough to really make use of the Brace Scream, so we'll just drop a devolve on these two. Joy turning back into monkeys. Great swords are getting absolutely pounded by our giant. Love to see it. You land on these crossbows. Stop them from firing, please. Just run them down with a combination of hounds and normal gore. Flaming magical blades are awesome on these guys. Move with some intent, too. And the end of the Wheat of Leprechauns. We will run down as many of them as we can for all of the extra dread, and I will catch you all back in a moment. Perfect victory, Ulrich and his friend, the no-name Volmir. And name has been stricken from the records. We have just enough dread now to gain the final tier to our Herdstones. Finally, 58 turns in. We made pretty good progress, all things considered. And Puzz now riding around on a chariot. I mean, this gives him a lot more speed. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tuskor chariot. How much mass does this fella have? 1700 is pretty low. He's gonna get stuck in any kind of melee fights that are not incredibly light armor. Speaker of the Darkling Council. Darkling Spirit allows us to summon Cygor. Still likely after about 2 minutes into the battle, which is a long time. Well, those are all fantastic. Let's just continue down his magic line to unlock more of the spellbook. Charge bonus and vigor replenishment sounds fantastic. And then hopefully we can get some of these. We've got Mantle of Gorrock, which drops our armor but increases damage and charge bonus by quite a bit. And then just another Savage Dominion. So we'll have Bound Savage Dominion, and then one you can use Winds of Magic for as well. Pretty neat. I'd also like to see a change where all of the beast mages, as well as any of the lads rolling with the, this is the Lore of the Wild, correct? Yeah, Lore of the Wild or Lore of the Beasts should be able to pull in one of the Elemental Incarnate Beasts, which would be incredibly powerful, but make it like a near max tier mage. We'll have you come on down. You got to the sea and grab this sea corpse too. A little bit of bestial piracy. Bestial piracy? One of the two. Go ahead and perform the ritual here. Pray her to sins. You're now up to Ruination at level 5, giving us an additional Herdstone. Don't believe we're able to have any more armies, though. Still stuck at +3 armies, so we have to get up to Ruination level 6 to get an additional. 50 more Mocks of Ruination, and then we'll come on in here. And grab ourselves the tier 5 Herdstones. Great Herdstones unlocked. Gigantic monoliths of chaotic doom. Sweet, everywhere we can, we'll go ahead and upgrade that, because it is completely free. Slaughter wrought throughout the blood grounds draws the dark god's gaze, imbuing the Herdstone with powerful magical significance. Was it a different flavor text at all? Doesn't sound that crazy. Going to unlock our recruitment of Cygor, though, and I think Morgoth has earned himself a bit more of an upgrade. He has been rolling with nothing but Ungor for so long. Same thing at Artois. Everywhere we have a herdstone, upgrade that immediately. And the Defiled Tournament grounds are also going to give us a little bit more bonuses against Bretonia still for the few that are remaining. While that upgrades, you, Akbar, come out of the settlement. Sneaky, sneaky. You have a very low rage, so your lads are going to have less leadership by how much? That's not much at all. 41. We don't know what Grom has at all, but luckily his Wa army is only 10 strong. We'll stay out here in ambush stance and hope he comes in like a fool, but he likely is just going to go after Lenghi. Snag Empire Beast here to give us a little bit more bonuses during siege battles. Zooming around like a crazy person. Having all of the other herdstones we have. Ooh, wait the turn. If Bohemid takes out Lungair here, we'll go ahead and just pop the ritual. Start moving down south. If not, things get a little bit more fun. You're still waiting on the Cursed Labyrinth. Extra movement range and more income from raiding. That uses up our very precious population. Let's instead just grab the Shaman's Pyre for Shatterstone. We can kind of just blast our way through places. Any other income we generate, we'll go ahead and put towards those dread buildings. That way we can start grabbing additional unit caps finally. We're going to start off with the Razorgore Herd because these battle piggies are insanely powerful. And then we'll start the slow, arduous process of giving us more Chaos Spawn to retrofit Morghur's army. Plan with his is going to have it being mostly Chaos Spawn. So basically everyone that is currently in this army is going to get taken out. We will likely keep in the Razorgore Herd themselves. Everything else is going to be Chaos Spawn, and then probably Zangor for the initial front line as our most expendables. Haven't quite figured out the composition, but most of these troops here are going to be traded off once we have access to that 4th army capacity. Or if it's too soon, we'll just go ahead and kick them out, and someone else can recruit them. Clay, you haven't been moved, but you absolutely have, so let's sit up here in front of Grom and we'll end the turn. Alright, mission success. We've got our East settlement up to rank 5, giving us 2,500 more favor, a shard of the Herdstone, which will be good for any of our spellcasters, a blackened plate, or a bit of flame resistance, which will be very good for any of our very expendable Ungor, and the Amber Spear. Kind of a corrupted version of what Orion is carrying around. Oh good. A black hobbled crow flies across the sky. In its wake come the beasts, reptiles, mewling cats, and frenzied cattle, boars and others driven mad by something they have witnessed deep in the forest. The famine fiend stalks the land, emerging from the woods to leaving nothing but barren wastes and withered crops in his wake. But that is Slugtongue's curse. In case a different Beastman is going to move through and cause the Black Harvest in Bastogne. Fair enough. Not so big a deal we can't deal with it. 6,000 income. Now, that is never going to happen unless we are raiding in some very profitable areas. Let's jump back into Corone. When laying siege. Okay, well, we'll just stay here. There's no way Grom feels brave enough to attack the Herdstone directly. It is way too well defended. Bestugor and Normal Gore. I would like to see some proper beaters in this army, but we don't really have any. Flying units are great for going after those rock lobbers, but nothing too dangerous here from tier 5. Alright, Lungair has nothing going on, so we'll move on in. Smush it. Say you, Greenskins. You're going to give us a Pyrrhic victory and slay some of my Chaos Spawn. I don't even know how that's possible. Let's encircle, give Kevin some skills, and kick him in the neck. Raising and raiding. Now let's get even more experience in Like I said, kick him in the neck. Not sure what Auto Resolve's thinking. I'm pretty sure Morghur himself can fight this battle and win, but yeah, we'll see. So we'll set Morghur up front with Kevin being on anti-cavalry duty. Kevin will roll with the Hounds of Pestilence. And then we'll have the Razor Gore rolling with the Razor Gore. That seemed to work really well in that previous battle. Got the Razor Gore in behind them. And we'll have all of our Centaur brothers also waiting to duel with the Orc Boar Boys. Been back a little ways though. Still think the War Piggies are the best to initiate the fight with cavalry. Heroes, infantry, archers, and then everyone else. We'll do Gore Herd, Zangore's Gore Herd. Spread them out just a little bit. Spear taking flanks. And then all of those archers. We're going to be invisible to start, but we still don't want them up front because I will almost always forget to micro them. Got everyone. We'll stick them not quite up front. I would prefer Morghur to start this fight. We'll just keep them coming in from behind. We'll have the spawn directly behind the groups. Looks good to me. Let's get him. Morghur, go find the enemy lord and give him a great big corrupting hug. Morghur just wants love. Let's also deplete 40% ammunition. Don't mind if I do. How many of you guys have arrows? Okay, both of you? Not quite. That'd be too good. Oh, just kidding. Rest in peace, your ammunition. Forward, allow our archers to be in the front. Go real wide with this group. Same thing here. Swing them out incredibly wide. We'll have the Centaurs just kind of taking the more internal position. I'm gonna let them walk though, because they'll be a little bit too fast otherwise. Vile Entropy is great. Look at their ammo. 2 uses, and they only have obviously 20% left. Not much at all. Yeah, bring it on, Orc boys. You guys stop out here instead. Oh no, my lord is under attack. Whatever shall I do? Get him, Morghur. Drop their combat potential, please. Keep swinging our cav wide here. Let's move the spears up in line with our group. We are starting to get shot at ourselves, but that looks like it's working out fine. Send the spawn in to maul the Orc boys. Slaaneshi spawn as well, just crash them into these Orc boys. Need to be too aggressive here because they are extremely outmatched. As soon as those spawn are in combat, we can send in the normal gore. Go ahead and rotate a bit. Kevin will just crash you into the error boys there. Looks like they want to send their cavalry into play. Works for me. Send in the lads. Those are Biggins. Go through here. Biggins would be one of their only weaknesses. Go to these error boys first. Hounds of Pestilence, coming around. The more we keep them off foot, the better. Spears in here. Help annihilate. Centaur also just come around. We can crash you into the different groups of Orc boys. Battle piggies. Now's the time. A few run off fleeing groups of orcs. Looks like those Boar boys went round. Very clever. Kill them with arrows. Morghur get back to dueling with their lord, rather. I was nowhere near him, but just being in Morghur's presence is enough to slay most. Fightiness is up, isn't it? Chariot's moving. I don't think they have any more archers, but if they do, eliminate their ability to use their arrows. Not sure what that was. We'll take it, I guess. There we go, that group of orcs is fleeing for the hills. Foolish boar boys. We own the wilds. Yeah, no, see, no one even came close to falling. We didn't lose a single model of our spawn. I'm gonna run these guys down and I'll catch you all in a moment. They'll 40 fall in the fighting as opposed to their 1,500. We will take it. We'll go ahead and loot and raise the extra gold. Now let's go ahead and advance. Get a little bit further away. Doesn't look like it's really going to help us that much because of the river. That's fine. I think our very next birdstone should be very close to Massey for Call. It'll allow us to kind of knock out all of these areas around. Trying to get that 4th army before we invade Athelloren would be ideal. You can't actually get across there, so we'll switch over into raiding stance because we get experience this about the same amount as gathering herds, or about half, I guess, as much as gathering herds, but you get all the other good bonuses as well. Start doing the raiding thing. Anyone who wants to come in the area is going to have a horrible day. I will go ahead and perform the ritual here at Bastogne, allowing us to move on with 3 herdstone shards now. Now we're almost there to the tier 6. We just need, how many more? 194 out of 220. So we need 26 more. No problem. Start up a blood grounds over here in Bordelot as well. It's likely a little bit too much area between the two, so we'll come down between Bordelot and Massey for Call. Just ignore Martel at the start, and we'll raid on past. You come on down. We'll try to not trespass until we're fully ready. I think there's a lot of undead here. So what we're gonna do then, take the opportunity to upgrade the Hag Tree Copse here in your army. Ooh, we can't. Foolish bankruptcy. Exactly. Are we able to make it over and do some raiding then to help out our little income? Since Grom's gonna be a pain. 1,600 sounds good to me. Grom is either going to get ambushed, or he's going to attack Corone, or he's going to move along through after Engi, which is his wall target. If he fails that, he loses all those units. So we need to keep saving up with Morghur, and while we do that, I actually think we will grab this now. Makes me a bit sad, but it does allow all of our armies to move further. No, I can't get rid of our population, so instead, what I initially thought I was going to do. Upgrade Puz main force. There we go. That'll do. First, I would love to increase our amount of Razor Gore. We'll do that. Very cheap. And then our kind of first Lord and Hero we're going to kind of save for is going to be Torox the Brass Bull. Because he is by himself just kind of a small version of Starbrand. Not quite as dangerous, but still by himself can handle late game armies fairly well. Especially if you add any of his Minotaurs in. Ignore the low Bestial Rage. And yeah, it's our turn. Bring it on. He is indeed going for it. And if I can auto-resolve you, I'm going to. I'm sorry, my friend. You've wandered into the wrong territory. We just have to sacrifice a couple of our gore and hounds. We'll take the extra sacrifice as well, so we can build up our forces. Is it war then, Red Duke? This could get very bad. We'll see. We do have some pretty dangerous spells. Alright, he's gonna bring it on. Most of your army is just zombies. So as long as I isolate the Necromancer and the Red Duke himself, who's pretty dangerous. But is he as dangerous as a whole giant? I think not. Let's get them. It's going to be every single gore for himself here in this battle. Let's start deployment and get in a position where all of our archers and everything can be in the woods, but theirs cannot. We're going to get completely surrounded either way, so I don't necessarily mind. Here's the map. Probably right here. Kind of corner up, and then let our cavalry keep smashing in. Cavalry and beasties both. Archers in back. Fire out of the woods, at least for the initial bit of combat there. Ungor herd. He's gonna be far enough ahead that they don't just try to swarm past. It's easier said than done. We'll go ahead and throw Giant in the center. Manticore also ready to deal with the Necromancers if they get too froggy. Throw 2 normal Gore herd this side. They're going to take pretty massive casualties from the Black Knights if we're not being careful, but we'll just kind of keep them locked in the woods. That should keep them safe. More safe. Ears on this end as well, and then we'll have the ROR Gore back behind, ready to charge in. Looks good to me. Beastmen Warhounds are very, very fragile. Overwhelming numbers, we can pretty easily deal with Black Knights. Woods. Chariots in the woods as well. Right, Gore. On Gore, we'll make sure everyone is actually in guard mode this time, that way they're not charging out of the woods and getting messed up. Everyone in position except for our main lad. See how much faster he is than everyone else. His spells should be very devastating, though. Get it going. Have our flyers come around, though, because we want them in position. Rolling together, then, would be fantastic. I do like how the Totem of Morghur can completely backfire, though, on the caster. Explode in his face. Look at them, they would not be nearly as good as the Razor Gore, but Tusk Gore would be awesome. Be a little bit stronger than our normal Warhounds. 16 seconds and the overwhelming wave of death is coming. Actually, let's see how fast you are in comparison to these Black Knights. We are negative, they are 6 less speed. Okay, as long as you're faster. Isn't faster than the hounds, but he can't just blast them away with a Bray Scream. I've got a jet blasting overhead, so I'm going to mute for a moment, and I will be right back. And we're back. Let's go ahead and fall back a little bit here. I was going to try to get a Bray Scream. So I'm blasting through these direwolves. Oh, I didn't realize it takes 3 seconds to cast. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Run! So glad you're fast. Not nearly as quick as the direwolves, though, so... Bring in our Air Force just in case. Get close enough back home, I'm not so worried. We might be able to scare these dire wolves off. Just with the threat of violence. Flyers, you guys come back round. Those knights are going to stay there. Let's smash. Get rid of this speedy unit real fast. That works for me. Let's bring the Razor Gore squad up. Pretty easily rounded them up. You all get up in the air. Disintegrate away, and we'll just keep moving. Foolish overextension. Have our hounds come out as well. We'll come over into this little patch of woods. They might get through there pretty soon. We'll see. Giant, you come on up to tank. We'll get all of these black knights surrounding a big giant. That would be awesome. Stay here though if you can. Knights, White King, and some zombies. Pull them back a little ways. Giant, you go ahead and smash in. Charge them as well, so we're not taking too much damage back. Heal this squad. You land. Counter charges. We'll go ahead and Traitor-Kin these two. Land on them. Hit our chariots. That's exactly what I wanted, but I didn't quite respond in time. Hopefully that's enough units to deal. You come through, summon the Cygor. Make sure all of our archers are firing on the Red Duke. Cygor, you turn around and launch rocks at crit ghouls. Don't even mind you being up front at all. Pull the harpies away for a moment. Chariots, you two. Working out beautifully. Giants is surrounded the Cygor, which I do not mind. Okay, not able to control the harpies. Let's have them try to hit these crit ghouls, use their bleed effect. Every single Ungor, grab group 2 here. Have them fire on these black knights. Or just stay in the woods. All of this big group here. Have you retreat. Chuck rocks at whoever you can there, my friends, and you just gotta stay in the woods. Reorganize. Is this just a group of zombies? Yeah, we'll just start mowing through zombies. Smash all the way through them. We'll have the Warhounds try to tie up these Skelly Spearmen. I mean absolutely tie up those Skelly Spearmen, no problem. And Traitor-Kin once more here. We're not going to do any overcasting just to keep our lads safe. Smash these warriors. These knights actually made it in close. Go all the mage in the back line. All back, try to push through so you're not getting taken out by the grave guard there. Come around to help the main line. Try to get out of there without getting caught. Another default down. Wild Gore for our giant. Our lord got incredibly caught, although we can Bray Scream. Get right out of there. Blasts him apart. You'll drag him free now. And if not, we always have the Traitor-Kin. Or in deal with this group of zombies. In fact, we'll bring some more lads over to help. Stand here so we don't have to deal with losing our archers. This. Caught by spears is a no-go. Battle biggies are having an absolute field day. Drop the heals on this group. The Asgard Vanguard. They're trying their best, aren't they? Go heals on yourself. Absolute hordes of undead. The great thing about the giant is they have kind of an area of effect damage now. They didn't before. TRAITOR-KIN, he managed to get some troops around there pretty quickly to help him. Everyone who's speedy, come after this group. Battle pigs, try to drag yourself out of the fight. And come help out with this group of zombies. Lose our chariots. Keep going after their spellcaster there. Out of the fight, giant. You know, you keep smashing. We need another Cygor. Chariots back. Let's come on over to these zombies that may or may not be summoned. Cygor's here. Start chucking rocks into this giant blob. That's another lord down. Should start seeing the old white flag go up quite soon. Spreading out that battle pig bleed effect. All of our archers and switch them to firing into the middle of this blob of zombies. Beastmen, roar, make everyone good and fighty. Drop down another devolve for, I guess that's a TRAITOR-KIN. Didn't do a very good job of charging through these guys at all. They're just zombies, it's rotten flesh and bone. Smash through like pretty disgusting wet paper. There it is. Numbers mean nothing. This big group. Spread out the bleed effect as much as we can there, and that's going to be a marvelous victory. We'll speed that along. Thousands of zombies. And it mattered all of 0. Smash into this next group. And yep, that's going to be it. They disintegrate away into pretty horrifying dust clouds. Don't breathe it in no matter what. 3. Alright, it gives us a close victory. Outnumbered 3-1. We could go ahead and snack on them. There's not very many of them for sacrifice. I'll see, I'll have a snack. They're a moist, crunchy, and slightly off-tasting snack. Wheat Watcher. The bigger they are, extra diplomatic relations with High Elves, which is quite amusing, and then terror when fighting Greenskins, which fantastic. I turn the leadership issues against them. Both the Raven. Chin, a single word spoken, shredding sanity. And now everyone says it. Like the dancing sickness. Akbar, you have actually earned yourself Krok's Man Rippers. As I didn't think you were going to survive for long, you have given yourself more of an opportunity there. Horse-Leap and then Primeval Rage will just buff up his combat stats instead of everyone else. Likely the one I'm going to replace with Aurochs first, since the normal Morghur aren't nearly as strong. Let's just get an additional summon. No reason not to have more Cygor. They're just giants that chuck rocks, so they're always needed. Roth, is there any way we could get up here and do some damage?
You dishonor me.
We can lure them away from their settlement. We could absolutely clap that group of Bretonians. You want to spend any of our other gold on the ruinous seances? Can I get the final tier anywhere? Well, we can take this up to tier 3 and get the shamanic rituals, unlocking the shadowy herdstones. And 20% more dread gain from all battles. Okay. So they have retreated back to Martel. Luckily for you, I'm not here to deal with Martel. I'm going past. So we'll just jump into raiding stance and go all the way through. Try me if you dare. We only gained 1 skill point for that victory. Wow. They were not rating the Red Duke's army very highly. So we'll keep smashing stuff on the way through there. Morghur, is there a way we can move further than this? The beast paths is how you really get moving with the mutated man things. So we'll get moving. I'd like to chase down this group of greenskins as well, but our squad is actually not that tough. So we'll come out of the settlement, go into the encampment stance. I don't mind bashing some heads together either. Spend some of our growth on extra movement range for armies faction wide. Don't mind that. Then we'll give you some units. You lost all of your warhounds, we'll replace those. Empty the kennels. One more unit. Let's go ahead and combine up a few of our Ungor spears. Let's grab all 4 of these lads. Combine them should be into 2 units. There we go. We'll grab 2 more. Perfect. Allow our front line to be as sturdy as possible. Probably end up having to do the same thing with the archers, but I just don't want to this turn. Let's get through our low beast rage. Dare we get a few more Razor Gore? Having 2 in each army seems like a very good idea. Let's wait. We need the Chaos Spawn more than anything else. Well, I really want some more Razor Gore. Ooh, tough call. Battle Pigs are too good. That'll be the last time. For a few turns. Oh, hello there. Demon comes out of nowhere to deliver us a crushing defeat, so it says. 2 Knights of the Realm, 2 Knights Errant, which are not fantastic. They're fine, but they're basically just Empire Knights in Bretonnian colors. And then 1 set of Questing Knights. Everything else is archers. Are you drunk? Chosen of Manon, charge bonus, leadership, and speed. But he doesn't have any of these. Alright, well, we'll start off the next episode with a battle against Bohemond, who finds himself thinking he is going to be the protagonist of this story. His paladins do seem like they're very juiced up. Overzealous attack. So, I mean, we will have to worry about the paladins, but them by themselves can't win the battle. So there, Bretonnians. Either way, though, thank you all so much for stopping by today's Morghur campaign. I have been at Space Was a Total War. Remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub though. See you on the next one.